Remember last week we had 100,000 people have come across the channel over the past 5 years. Well, now today's figure is interesting. It's on Rishi Sunak's watch. So since he became Prime Minister at the end of October last year, we can reveal that more than 25,000 people have crossed the channel and come into this country. And that is an indication of the scale of the problem facing the Prime Minister. You'll remember back in January, of course, how the PM set out 5 targets for the year. One of them was stopping the boats. Of course, that wasn't a time-limited idea. It was what he'd focused on this 12-month period. It shows how hard it has been for him to get to grips with the problem, not least because judges are frustrating the Rwanda angle, taking people who arrive here illegally to Rwanda for processing. That's in the hands of the courts for another 4 months, I understand. And this number will get bigger and bigger, but it's crucially on Rishi Sunak's watch. This is happening, no one else.
Christopher, does the former French ambassador sum this up? Sylvia Berman, she's been speaking today, and she said that the Prime Minister's pledge is totally delusionary.
Well, there's a problem, of course. We know the geography of the south coast of England. It's long. There's lots of ways across there. Before the COVID pandemic, more people tried to get across to the UK on the Channel Tunnel route. That was cut off. It's much harder to secure a long border. We're trying to work with the French as a country. The government has spent hundreds of millions of pounds giving it to the French to try and pick up more people on the beaches. But the figures out today in the newspapers showing that actually it seems that fewer migrants are being collected from the beaches despite this attempt at more cross-party working. I should say on the official figures released just this morning were 24,972, up 112 overnight. But the figure we're revealing right now is a new boat docking in Dover port this lunchtime from our producer down in Dover. The Border Force Ranger is docking right now with expected to be more than 28 migrants on board. And that's why this figure, a figure which will not be celebrated in any sense in the building behind me, of 25,000 migrants coming across the channel into the UK while Rishi Sunak was Prime Minister.
Pretty extraordinary that that's another boat today, even despite not particularly clear conditions in the channel today. It does seem that this is getting worse and worse. But to zero in on what is going on the French side of the channel, after £480 million has been spent of British taxpayers' money trying to get those French patrols more frequent, more regular, more successful, it doesn't appear to be working.
Yeah, the government wants it to work. I'm sure the French want it to work. It's a long border. It's difficult. There's international waters when the boats go across. What do? Do you repatriate them? We've left the European Union. We're trying to find new ways to try and to ensure that people stay when they first arrive and claim asylum. It is challenging. There's no question, but it's something which the PM has said he will sort out. He will stop the boats. Again, Thomas, you know, he didn't say when that would happen. Merely he would stop the boat. So we're waiting to see what that means. I mean, there could be an election this time next year. What they'll want, though, is that number to start coming down. It has been coming down, of course, the government would say if they were here now. They've dealt with the Albanian route. That was a problem. It is coming down. But still, 25,000 here in I think it's the 10 short months. Is it 8 months that the PM has been in charge? Is a lot of people. 1 in 4 new arrivals in the past 5 years, while Mr. Sunak has been in number 10 Downing Street. It's his problem, but it's his priority. We're right to challenge him. He made it his priority back in January.
Does Labour have a point when they say that, you know, the government or Rishi Sunak has just been chasing headlines about this and coming up with the Stop the Boats pledge? Really, should it not have been about clearing the backlog?
Yes, I mean, the fact that the boats are coming here is a symptom of a wider problem, and Labour would definitely say when they get into power, if they get into power next year, they would look to clear that backlog, put more resources into the Home Office, work more closely with law enforcement agencies on the continent, which the government would say, all of which it's trying to do. The difference is this Rwanda plan is still stuck in the courts. I mean, it is, and don't forget, of course, net migration is much bigger, and that's people who arrive here legally. That's hundreds of millions, hundreds of thousands a year, I should say. And it's almost this issue on the south coast is a symptom of a wider problem. But Labour think they've got a problem. An answer to this problem. We'll know soon enough if they win power next year.